For the first time in years, we're going to be experiencing a big storyline event again, completely based on the lore of Battle Royale. Super Showdown is a BR live event that was announced last week via a short teaser trailer that already showed some insane reveals. Today, I'm going to cover everything we learned from the trailer and from the leaks we received from our most recent update, so you can be prepared for the live event tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to, consider using my creator code TLL the Reaper in the item shop, and without further ado, let's dive into the showdown. I'm not going to do my usual detailed recap of the storyline leading up to this moment because it's been pretty straightforward. Maskmaker Daigo has been working on draining the island via spires and monoliths to power up a portal beneath his domain. This event seems to showcase that plan being finalized. Last Saturday, a couple hours after the visitor blasted back off into the sky, Fortnite randomly announced a brand new story event for Battle Royale, Super Showdown. You're currently watching the teaser trailer on screen. As you can see, it's pretty short, but it's absolutely packed with details that the community has discovered since this was posted. There's no point in wasting any time, so let's just dive into it. The first shot is from the ground, showing a beam of purple energy soaring above the temple, connecting between two unknown objects off camera. The second shot is zoomed in on a lantern, but the background shows a sparkling purple lake. The third shot is that same beam of purple energy from before, striking the top of the dojo, shattering the roof onto the ground. And finally, the fourth shot, a glitchy recording of someone running up some stairs and looking up to see a giant tentacle covered in eyes staring right back at them. This came out of absolutely nowhere, and many, myself included, were super shocked to randomly get this sort of reveal before the end of the season. But what do all of these shots mean, and why is there a giant monster emerging from the ground? Well, to answer all of these questions, we're actually going to have to jump back to Tuesday's update, where not only did we get a new map change that helps answer questions, but some of this event's music files were left decrypted, allowing us to take a deeper look into what exactly will be going on during this event. When update 36.30 dropped, players quickly discovered that Daigo dispersed more supermassive monoliths across the island. The previous update, he sent out the first wave of them. They likely act as more powerful versions of the existing spires, draining much more of the island quicker. This update, Maskmaker Daigo finished summoning the last of them, with there now being a total of 9 monoliths across Oninoshima. This is very important for understanding the event, so pay close attention. With this newest update, some brand new stages for these monoliths were leaked. Over the course of the past couple days, leading up to tomorrow, they've been slowly glowing more and more purple as they gather up dormant energy from the island to power Daigo's plan. Finally, right before the event begins, a giant purple beam is going to connect between 4 smaller spires surrounding Demon's domain, forming a massive square around Daigo's dojo and the portal below it. This is the beginning of the end. As far as leak stages go, this is pretty much all we've got before the event is supposed to begin. But knowing now that some of these spires will be connected by a purple beam, we can look back at the teaser trailer with fresh eyes. That beam soaring over the dojo is familiar now. That's the spires connecting together. And now the third shot makes sense too. It seems like after forming a square around the dojo and the portal, they'll all focus their energy into one central beam, shooting down through the roof of the dojo and straight into the portal below it, finally finishing its activation. Then chaos ensues. This still leaves us with a question though. How does the tentacle arrive, and what does the rest of the event look like? This is where we give our thanks to Epic, because they accidentally left the music files for this event decrypted, meaning we can view them and listen to them. But the best part is that having the music decrypted means we can see all of the files for when they're set to appear, which pretty much gives us a vague timeline of exactly how the live event will play out. I'll briefly throw up the code on the screen, but most of you probably won't understand this jumbled mess, so I'll describe it to you step by step. The event starts with Daigo activating the central beam that shoots down into the dojo, destroying the ceiling and reaching the portal. From here, the portal powers up and finally cracks open a gateway to the spirit realm. A tentacle, or maybe even several since the file says tentacles plural, start rising up from the portal, manifesting themselves onto the island. Soon after though, the supernovas are introduced one by one, which is revealed by the fact that there's whole separate music sequences for each individual supernova. When the heroes arrive, the tentacles send out their first wave of attacks. Something called Junior Heroes appears in the event and starts fighting back against the tentacles. I have a theory that this codename is referencing us fighting, or this is some of the supernovas revealed across the course of the season and not the main group. After a while of fighting, we claim a small victory and the wave of tentacles retreats. The files reference a moment of calm, allowing the supernovas and us to regroup. Then suddenly, the tentacles rise back up, launching a second and more powerful attack than the first. This is when Superman makes his appearance, flying in and saving the junior heroes from certain death, turning the tide of the battle and helping us win. But apparently after this, one final powerful tentacle emerges, and our last supernova, Killswitch, makes his appearance. And that right there is as much as the files tells us, even though the event doesn't have a clear ending, which likely means that the rest of the event from here is a cinematic, hence it not being leakable right now. What will happen in the cinematic though? Well, along with the 36.30 update, we received a handful of loading screens related directly to the event, and one of them seems to reveal what the end of the event will be. It's titled King of the Spires, and it depicts Killswitch's entrance into the event, which we already know is the final moment in the files before it cuts off. The Spirit siblings are all together, Jade, Kendo, and Daigo. Killswitch ruthlessly raises up his gun to take the final shot at Daigo, but Jade steps in the way, lowering his gun. The final panel shows what seems to be Jade attempting to reason with Daigo, and Kendo watching behind her. This is what I believe to be what happens in the cinematic at the end of the event. It lines up way too perfectly with Killswitch's entrance in the files, in this loading screen depicting what definitely looks to be a scene from the live event. After this, who knows? But I don't think Jade will be successful in reasoning with Daigo. A very popular theory throughout the season is that Kendo will eventually have to face his brother in combat to finally prove that he's a great warrior, but to also put a stop to his brother's madness. Throughout season 3, Kendo has shared how he's done caring for Daigo, and he's ready to do whatever it takes to stop him. I think it's very likely that when Jade fails to reason with Daigo, Kendo will have to step in, and the two brothers will have a much anticipated face-off, ending off the event. Before we wrap up this video, I wanted to throw a couple comparisons on screen, made by two of my good friends, Aligned Eclipse and David the Rune, showcasing the scenes in the trailer corresponding to where they are on the map. These help show us not only how much destruction there's going to be, but also how absolutely massive this tentacle is. I hope you all enjoyed this brief video about the event, and I hope you feel prepared for the Super Showdown taking place tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you all there, and be sure to follow me on Twitter if you'd like to see all of my theories and tweets about it after it's finished. Thank you all so much for watching. Consider using my creator code TLL the Reaper in the item shop if you'd like to support me. Until next time, keep it reaping.